Well, howdy, folks. Welcome to Meandering Across America. Today we are on the Disney Wish, and we're going to be walking around and talking about decks 11, 12, and 13 on this new Disney cruise ship. Now, we've already posted a few videos, mainly of deck 11. The first one was at Marceline Market, where we walked around the buffet and looked at the decorations and fixtures in that area. Here's Joyful Sweets, the sweet shop on the ship. Here you see Bing Bong and that cute mural outside of that. We're going to post that. Of course, we have walked around Festival of Foods. We love Festival of Foods on this specific ship. And then we walked around Dory's Forget-Me-Nots, a shop that's located on deck 11 of the Disney Wish. So here we are walking on the port side of the ship, starting back there at Dory's Forget-Me-Nots, walking forward. Here you see one of the towel stations that you'll see on both sides of the ship, really. And we'll start walking towards the middle. Right there you see those life vests that you can get for the children. And you can see it's fairly easy to get those because here's the center of the ship. Here is where folks will sit and watch funnel vision. You'll watch movies and various things that are contained in this middle portion of the ship. I'm going to walk towards the middle here, where you'll see all those chairs sitting out there in the way that people can watch the movies that are taking place. I'm also going around. You can see the slide that's up above, as well as the various little pools and hot tubs that are contained at multi-level up from this level 11 to 12. Over here on the left is an area where you can get beverages. You can also get this bag, and we're going to show this bag that you can get on the Disney Wish, and you can get it. You can either buy it by itself, or you can buy it with beverages already contained in it. And that's what we were stopping here for a second to look at and see maybe that was something we'd want to do at some point along the way. Next up, we continued our walk towards on the port side. Again, you can see towels, you can see the swans that were made right there. Also, you could see the beginning of the area where you can get beverages. They have these on both sides. You can get coffee 24/7. You can get Cokes there. You can see here where you can get teas and things like there at these stations. There's the creamer or the milk. Next up, you can see all the various Coke beverages. You can get a cup every time, or you really should be getting a new cup every time that you would get a drink. But a nice bonus that you have on this ship here on this deck 11. We're coming up right here to the beginning of Mickey's Festival of Foods. We're not going to go over that here. We have that separate video related to that. On the other side, you have the same Coke station. You have the same coffee and teas that you can get on the starboard side as well. So right now we're walking towards the back of the ship as you're looking at it this way, taking another view of that area where the funnel vision and all the people were sitting there. Now right here is where we're on deck 11, and I'm walking along, going up the steps and just showing you what's in between 11 and 12, that little pool that's contained right there. Also, you will see little hot tubs and pools on both sides as well. Kind of a cool area that you can sit and you can watch a movie, or you can sit and watch the children as they're at the various areas here on the ship. Now by this time, I'm probably up on about deck 12. I am at this point. And you can see the pool here with all the kids in it. You can see me panning across, and you can see funnel vision there, which is kind of cool. And there's a pool on the other side. I know there's been a lot of opinions about this concept and what's going on right here. To me, I kind of like the concept. I didn't have any children here on this cruise, so I didn't have that to worry about. But it does seem like it's a very interesting concept versus the other ships we've been on, and especially the similar ships, the Fantasy and the Dream. So it's something new, it's something different, and you can see how it looks here. To me, I kind of liked it on this given ship. There you can see this was Minnie's pool. Some more of those life jackets contained right there as well. All right, where we are now, I am up on deck 12. So I'm on the aft end of the ship, but instead of the port side, I'm on the starboard side. I'm going to be walking to the right side of the ship as I'm walking forward. So this is just where I was up there on that deck 12, but I'm going to cut across here and I'm going to walk all over this deck 12. You can see above there to deck 13. We're going to go there momentarily because that's where an adult area is located. So we'll go back up there in a moment. But right now we're walking along this deck 12. You can see all of the chairs right here. It's a fairly congested area, but those chairs that were facing the ocean, as you can see here, not many people along in this area. This little pool up here is known as Goofy's Pool. All those have a little name to them, of course. We're just going to walk along this deck 12. If you sit up here, you can look down, of course, into deck 11 and what's going on there. You can also see the funnel vision. Right there, you can see those pools that we just walked out beside just a moment ago. As you can see, we had a fairly full ship. This was a time where we were trying to get away from Hurricane Nicole, and we were floating out at sea. Thankfully, away from that hurricane, we had rerouted ourselves to go to Mexico instead of to the Bahamas as we originally were going to do. You can see these little barriers up on deck 12 as we're walking. And again, you can see there's some seats available, especially the seats that are facing the ocean as you're walking along here. There is the funnel vision over to the left. Lots of people love to just sit there all day with a book, watch that, or watch their children while they're watching the various movies there on funnel vision. There's not a lot of people here walking or anything on this deck at this time, so that's kind of cool. Also, you can see here, you can walk across to the other side. You can walk to the port side if you wanted to right now. You can also see the slides up above, that little water coaster that they have. Here we are panning back around and seeing the crowd that was on the Disney Wish during this given day. So we're going to pull back here now, and we're going to start walking towards the very back, or as far as you can go here on deck 12 of the ship. You can see the big horns there, or what the big funnels, or I'm not sure what you would call them. And I'm not sure even the horns come out. We never heard the horns the first time on this cruise, or I did not. And I hear that they're a little bit odd, a little bit different from the other ships.
There's a Dole Whip, by the way.
So here we are coming up to Wheezy's Freezy's here on deck 11, a place where you can get all sorts of beverages and frozen beverages. At this specific location, you can get a Dole Whip, which is what you will see me get here in a minute. Now, it's probably not the same type of Dole Whips. You can see that it's more like a slushy machine, and maybe that's how it's done everywhere. But that's what was given to me here, and that's the drink that I got on this ship. So I got it, enjoyed it, and you get to keep that little cup. When you buy this one, you get to keep the cup that is in. As you can see here, there is a water area for the children to play in. I believe this one is also based on Toy Story, much like what we just saw back there at Wheezy's Freezy's. This is also a Toy Story based water area. And you can see two different levels, kind of a half level above and this level where you can sit and watch your children as they are in this given area, which is kind of cool. You can see all the various Toy Story characters and all those things in there that the children are playing around. Really kind of a cool area for them to play in here at this portion of the ship. So we continue around this portion, looking in at those various water areas that those kids can be in. Look at that Pizza Planet slide back there. That's pretty cool, especially if you're a Toy Story fan. That's one of the aliens. Back here is a little wading pool for the children that's out in the sun that, of course, the parents can dip your feet into as well. So, hey, there's Slidosaurus Rex, the water slide from up above that's coming down, and better watch out as you're walking across here is what we found, because when people are coming down, that's that reason that little wall is there, you'll possibly get splashed. So yeah, you just never do know, especially like when an adult comes down like right there. That's pretty cool. So I tried to walk fairly quickly because I really didn't necessarily want to get splashed. And then I kind of turned around thinking, well, maybe somebody's going to come down and I can see that splash again. And that's the reason I'm sitting here waiting on this way, just waiting for somebody to come down this slide at this point. Let's see here if anybody comes. I kind of forget. It seems like the first one that comes is someone that may be a tiny person. Yeah, not much of a splash there as we were waiting for that person.
It was a child.
At this point, my wife told me, hey, I think there's an adult coming down. Let's take another look here. So I go back over to the exit of this slide, waiting for that person to come down, and there they are. Looks like a lot of fun. If it's something you want to do, if you want to get on the water slide, looks like a kind of a cool thing, and it's not the same as the coaster water slide that they have as well. Now here we are viewing the other side. We are now on the port side of the ship going towards the aft end, the back end of the ship, and you can see the funnel vision there. You can see the little pool up front as well as all the people and all the seats. Understand that there's probably not as many seats in that given area, and a lot of people are kind of like, you know, we wish that area was a little bit bigger or a little bit more robust with more seats in it, and I get it. But if you need a seat and you just want to be sitting and seeing the ocean, you can see here that there are plenty of seats available for that purpose as we're walking along here. So that is very, very cool. Here we are just continuing to the back. As you can see, just like the other side, deck 12. Deck 12 is where you will just walk along. You will look off and you can see deck 11 below. If you have children, or if you have someone that wants to be in the pool, wants to be in the hot tubs, wants to be in those various areas, but you still want to watch them, perfect area for that here on deck 12. This one on this side is Donald's pool. I believe the other side was Goofy's pool. There's a little cove up above with a little bit of shade. You can see all the kids. They're thick in these pools. Kind of happy I don't have kids that age to have to worry about getting into those. But it's always been the case on Disney ships where those pools, any pools, whether it's down on that main level or wherever they're at, they always seem to be where you cannot really swim. Let's face it, it's more so something where you're just in water and you're hoping you don't hit someone else when you're in that water. I'm not a big pool fan on these Disney ships. But I do like going and seeing the folks, seeing everybody having fun, and that's what they're doing right here.
Wow.
Now what we're going to do right here, we are going to leave deck 12, and we're going to go up to deck 13. So we're going to take these steps up. Now you could go in those doors right there and go up an elevator, but there's an elevator issue on this ship in all honesty. So we're just going to go up these steps, and we're going to walk up to deck 13 momentarily. Again, you see another towel station. Yay, that's the one thing Disney does well. Keeps you plenty of towels all over the place versus a Royal where you've got to keep that towel and you've got to hold on to it. Otherwise, they're going to charge you like 25 bucks for that towel. So I'm thankful we don't have to do that when we're on Disney. So here we are up on deck 13, the adults area. You sometimes see kids coming through here, but as you're seeing here, these are mainly adults. You see those various loungers there that are a little bit lusher, let's put it that way. Here we are. This sign tells you the Cove Cafe and Bar is back here, and it is. It's kind of out of the way, though. Compared to the other ships, I'm always kind of amazed what they did here on the Wish, putting the Cove Cafe back where they put it, which I think is a mistake. There's other coffee areas around, correct, but the Cove is back there now. They don't have snacks, those little pastries in there anymore, and that's a disappointment. Well, I'm sitting here on this deck 12 right now, or we're on deck 13, excuse me, waiting for the slide to come by. There we go. There's somebody on the water slide. Very good. Alrighty, so we're walking towards the back here on deck 13 looking for the Cove Cafe. There's a little hot tub there on the right that I didn't zero in on, but there is a hot tub that is right there. There's also these various chairs right here that if you're in the adult area, you can sit right here without having to worry about children being around. So yay, from that point of view. And you can see most of these are actually taken this given day. So they're a little bit more crowded in this area than there are on some of the ships when you're looking at the adult area. All right, we're continuing to go to the back here on deck 13. You see a clock up there. That's kind of cool. You can see the Mickey hands on the clock. We're walking along. Here's some chairs to sit in there, some more loungers to sit in on the left. And then we're going to be going up a little riser here in the back here in a moment. But there's the various chairs and the riser that we're going to be going up in a moment. I think right here my wife actually found it was either a duck or some type of a little thing right there is the reason we're kind of delayed here. There we go. Yeah, cruising Mickey she found there. Good deal. And it was really kind of cool because it was specific to this ship. Whoever did that, thank you. We do have that. I think it's actually on our Christmas tree right now. But we're going up to this adult area that we've heard a lot of the time is just so very crowded, and that's where we're headed right now. You can see over to the left, that's where that kind of pool area is. And it's at the back, and it's cool. But yeah, what were they thinking here? They needed bigger space or something and not all crammed in here. Here is that little infinity pool looking off the edge, which is cool. But again, it's really just crammed in the back of the ship. Now here, I believe, is the Cove Bar, which is a nice little area right beside there if you want to get a drink, want to get a frozen drink. I think that would probably be an excellent area to go find that. But finally, we're going to go down this little ramp and we're going to find the Cove Cafe. The missing Cove Cafe, the out of the way, let's just put it that way, Cove Cafe. So we go down this and we will, you see the little curtains there? The little curtains are to the Cove Cafe that's contained through the doors that are directly ahead here. And we're going to go into the Cove Cafe. I'm not sure if we walk. I do look beyond. There's some steps. There are a little alleyway down through there, but this is the Cove Cafe. And anybody that's been in any of the other ones, the decor looks familiar. The decor looks similar. But as you turn back around, you can see it's just one room. One room with these curtains. It looked so different. We were disappointed, honestly, in the Cove Cafe. And we're definitely disappointed that they didn't have any of those nice little chocolate pillows in there, or croissants or anything like that that we used to love there. Now we did walk down the side. It's a dead end where you have to turn back around. There was not a way to get out on that end of deck 13 here in the back. So there's only the one direction you can get in and out, and that's the reason we're coming directly back in this way, coming back by that hot tub and that pool, by the Cove Cafe and the Cove Bar. Now, in addition to this, there are going to be some steps that are contained over here to the left that I'm just going to walk up, for one moment. Again, an adult area. And I'm just going to walk up them for a moment and just look off, because that's all it is. It's an area you walk up. You can walk up here and get sun. You can walk up here and take your drink. You can come up here and read a book. But as you can see there, it stops right there. And it comes across. So there's not that much there for you to see if you're just a normal passenger. Now, if you were concierge, there might be a little bit more behind that door beside you. But this right here is just a seating area that's contained up there as well. And if I'm not mistaken, this might also be the smoking area. And that's, kind of a goofy thing when you're looking at this, looking at a smoking area directly above, and maybe that's fine, but you could smell that smoking area from below, so that's something for you to think about when you're back here in the adult area. So here I am walking back down the steps here to deck 13, to that area where the Cove Bar is, and we're just going to walk back down to the elevators. Remember when we first came to this area, we walked up from deck 12, that little area where the Goofy pool was and the Donald pool was, and we went and walked right up to this deck 13. And it's really just a congested area. You can see right here the congestion even of walking through there. I'm not sure what the thought pattern was related to this, but there needed to be a bigger adult area. In other ships, we've been impressed with the adult area. If you think of Satellite Falls on the Disney Fantasy and the Disney Dream. Now, was that falls area, was that pool very nice? No, not really, but it was always spread out in a big area. here I really do feel like they crammed a lot into this area. They've taken a lot of the adult area away, and that is a disappointment to us for sure.
Yeah.
Now over here you can see the shower as well as that hot tub again. You can see those various iconic Disney funnels or whatever you may call them there. Also, we're going to walk along and we're going to go into the door here at the end. Here's somebody again coming on the water slide. That's pretty cool. And we were not able to get on it. It was shut down a lot of the time, and then there was such a long line, we just didn't do it. Walk through these doors though, and you will find your way to where the elevator is located, which is another thing that's goofy about this deck 13 and getting up to the adult area, because you're at the aft end of the ship, the aft elevators. As you see here, you push the button to open those doors. For some reason it wasn't working, so we had to pull open the door, if I remember right. But these elevators, there were bunches of elevators around. There weren't enough. We missed the 3 banks of elevators, the front, the middle, and the rear of the aft end. But on the aft, you can see here, there's really only an elevator on each side. And that's kind of a disappointment here, because when you are there to get up there, you've got to make sure and get on the right elevator. And there's not a button to push to make sure you get up to 13. You've just got to know that, hey, sooner or later, maybe those end ones will open, to the point of where a lot of the time you will have to just get up to deck 12 or deck 11 and walk up the other two flights to get up to that area where the Cove Cafe is located. And in all honesty, because of that inconvenience, I think we didn't go to the Cove Cafe. Also, because maybe those treats, those items were not in the Cove Cafe, those chocolate pillows, those various little Rice Krispie treats and all of that stuff that we always loved going to get in the middle of the day. Even if they did have them, it's so far out of the way, but no, they didn't have them, and that was a big disappointment. So as you can see here, we pushed that button long ago. I'm looking here, at least 2 minutes ago we pushed that button, and we're still waiting for that elevator to come. It will come, it will get there, we will get on it, and we will get to where we're getting to. But all in all, folks, that was our tour of decks 11, decks 12, and ending up here on deck 13. We hope that if you're going on the cruise ship here soon, that this has helped you out. We hope that if you maybe were on this cruise with us, maybe you spotted yourself, maybe you saw your kids, your grandkids, or something of that nature. Be checking out for we're going to have other videos from our Disney Wish cruise, as well as a Disney Dream cruise that we did go on. So folks, until next time, happy meandering.